Morning. Not a lot to go through. Seemed like kind of a slower weekend here. A few aggravated assaults. There's one I'll touch on though that was from Saturday afternoon around 4:45 p.m. around 41st Street and Western Avenue. This was a road rage type of incident. In this incident, the victim reported that he was driving eastbound on 41st Street, just a couple blocks west of Western Avenue near Holly, and he switched into the outside lane at that location. After he had switched lanes, he reported that a man on a motorcycle had pulled along the left side of his vehicle, reached out and pushed this driver's side mirror of his door forward, and then pulled in front of him and went really slow, what he estimated to be about 5 miles per hour for a couple blocks. The victim at this point decided to switch lanes and go around the motorcycle and went into the inside lane and tried to pass the motorcycle. At this point, the motorcyclist pulled out a small black handgun and pointed it at the victim and his passenger in this vehicle. The victim at this point then pulled off into a parking lot and called 911, but before that, he and his passenger had both taken photos of the motorcyclist and the motorcycle and were able to get a license plate. Officers went to the registered owner's location, and a short time later, the motorcyclist showed up on scene and was taken into custody without any type of incident. It should be noted that the officers prior to this had reviewed video from traffic cameras in the location and were able to confirm the victim's story that the motorcyclist had pointed a handgun, as this was captured on video surveillance. When the officers arrested the motorcyclist, he did have a handgun in his possession as well. His last name is Thomas, Thomas, first name of spelling Kyan, middle of Shawn, Mitchell, 19 years old in Sioux Falls, and he was taken to jail for aggravated assault. Any questions on that?
I guess, did he say why he was doing that? Was he just horsing around, or?
There is nothing in the report that said what. I don't think he talked to anybody.
Was he driving solo, or was he with a group?
There was somebody on his motorcycle with him. Mm-hmm. Yep. No injuries, no damage to any of the property as well. So.
And no citations for the other person on the motorcycle?
No, it's just the arrest for the ag assault, yeah. Okay, the rest of them are just basically reports or domestics. There's an arson on here. There was a dumpster fire that there's no arrest on, just a report at this point. Burglaries are standard reports. There was a counterfeiting involving a $50 bill, no arrests on that. Disorderly conducts and embezzlements and family offenses are all standard reports. Couple frauds. One I'll note, it's very similar to one I mentioned at briefing, I believe it was last week. In this case, from the 19th of September, the victim reported that she had been talking with a man on TikTok, and they became friends over a period of time. The man claimed that he was overseas and had asked for help with his bank account because he was having some difficulties since he was no longer in the United States. The victim agreed to help him out with this, and she did report that the man had stated that she would be given an account in her name with $1 million in it at some point, but she just needed to pay the taxes in the meantime. The victim reported that over the past 5 months, she has given the man over $200,000 via transactions involving Apple gift cards and Bitcoin transactions. Obviously no suspects in this. Similar to what we mentioned last week, the importance of not sending money to people that we don't know, people we haven't met. Take time to have a conversation with your family members again. This victim lost a lot of money, and it'll be next to impossible to recoup that money, especially over the last 5 months. The time frame is quite significant. So just take some time, again, ask questions. Don't just take people for their word when they're asking you to do transactions involving gift cards or Bitcoin. So something we've talked about quite a bit in the past, but just a fairly significant amount of money in this situation. So questions? Okay. Larcenies are basically just shoplifting reports, a few car hoppings, narcotics, nothing of note. Sex offenses, nothing of note as well. Stolen vehicle numbers were down. Looks like we had 6 over the weekend. Unattended deaths, also nothing suspicious in those. The weapons violation at the bottom was just it's a report, no arrest, nothing involving anybody getting hurt or anything like that. So that is all I have, unless anybody has any questions or anything else. All right, next, have a good day.